Hey guys, Huncumper here. So, I've got some interesting news for you today. So as you could tell in the description of my animation videos, I joined a game project called NoBraves a few months ago, when I was asked if I want to join in the MP7 videos comment section. The game looks pretty similar to Rainbow Six Siege at the moment, but we were actually planning to add features from games like CSGO, Battlefield, even Team Fortress 2 and many other games. So the thing is, some funny stuff happened recently with the team. So Julian, all you have to know about him is that he's the leader of the project, seemed to be out of place a bit. So while we were working on the game, he didn't really participate with anything, like anything at all. Even though he added some features to the game, overall he never brought up ideas, plans or anything to the staff. Whenever he had an idea, he never told anyone about it, and just went to do it straight away, without asking anyone. For example, he started making random wallpapers recently, added random effects and changes to the map maker's only map without any approval from him. He posted a random video on the NoBraves YouTube that has shown 2 animations that weren't even made by us, and so on. So, also we had to make a Discord server, a Trello, a Steam group, and a lot of other stuff for the team and the project, since he never took a minute to make them. So the thing is, he was going towards his own ideas, but without telling anyone. Since this is a project with more than 10 staff members, teamwork is essential. However, he did not think this way, and this was just the beginning. 2 days ago, a guy from the staff messaged me saying that Julian's attitude is not really okay. He sent me a picture of a conversation where the guy said to Julian, the guy who sent this picture to me, that we are, the team, questioning his leader role, when he replied with Vincent too. Vincent was the main programmer of the project though. So the guy said that he won't tell any names, but Julian really wanted to know if Vincent feels the same way towards him. And then the worst of the worst happened. He replied with, "The others are not important." Oh well, do you think that was all? So the guy also told me that whenever somebody made anything, for example when I made an animation for the game, he directly said that it was okay and good to me. However, behind my back, he said that it was terrible. Now the problem with this is that I will never know what was wrong and I can never fix it. Alright, I was new to FPS animation at that time, even now, since when I joined it was the first time I ever made one. I'm not even sure why they asked me to join anyway. But what about the others? We had 2 almost professional FPS animators, 2 professional modelers, an awesome map designer, a lot of designers, marketing managers, 2 music composers, and so on. And G Massacre even, who's a great YouTube animator on YouTube, you should check him out. One of the animators even shared an awesome rig with the team. So he made a rig, he spent a lot of his time on that rig, and Julian just didn't even say thank you. He didn't even say thank you for it. So everyone was experienced, professional, but Julian didn't even care. He didn't care. So we got together in a group with the staff, excluding Julian and Vincent of course, and said that this has to change. We brought up 2 possibilities. Either Julian changes this unprofessional and immature attitude, or we all just leave the project. So we started with the first one, of course. However, it didn't went well. So a bit later, Julian came up to the Discord server saying that we were talking with Vincent about some facts of the game. So he said this, that we were talking. He said we as a team. Now the thing is, he never notified us of these facts, and in fact never ever asked us for opinions or ideas for them. So basically only him and Vincent were discussing stuff of the future of the project, and the teams working, how the team should work. Now also, please note that I don't have much against Winston, because I never heard him after or while this incident. He wasn't even online. I don't really know what's up with him, but it's obvious that he's just a little friend with Julian, because I think he's still in the team with him. So Legobuchse, our map maker, replied that not we were discussing, but only them. To that, Julian simply responded with "shut up." Then started saying that they were discussing stuff of the future of the game and how we should work together. We as a team. However, he never ever discussed this with us before. His explanation for this was, we are two developers. Now, no sane person can explain how there are two developers in an about 15-member staff. But let's move on. So after that, Julian started threatening Lego with firing him from the team, but his excuse for not firing him was because he was making the only map for the game. Now, I'm not sure about you guys, but I don't think firing someone makes any sense here in this context. We were not paid by any means, meaning that we were basically working for free. For free! Then he starts saying shit like, you heard the project, and you are slowing the project, either you quit or change. He also stated that he managed Minecraft servers, and he calls himself professional. This is... So also a fun fact, this was discussed in public chat. In public chat. Everything was clear for us after this. Julian was basically helpless, so we made a staff meeting again and came to the conclusion that we had enough of this shit and we must leave the project. Now, 6 people from the staff was online at that time, including me, so we went to the staff chat and said that we are leaving. Staff chat on the NoBraves Discord server, I mean. And so we did. Nobody understood why we left the staff from the community, so we explained everything. We have shown evidence, and a few left the server, the others were banned, including me. It didn't stop there. After that, I tweeted that 12 people leaving the staff was a red flag for the project. To that, Julian replied that only 6 minor people left to save his own ass. Or maybe he just thinks that 6 people left, since 6 people said that they are leaving, when the others simply left without saying anything. Now, the thing is, his lack of interaction with the team maybe even led him to believe that only 6 people were in the staff at that time. Julian and Winston were basically alone at this time. Every single staff member left them. So to his tweet, I replied that the whole team left, and his response was just priceless. Now he tweeted 3 times. He started saying that those 6 people who left the staff only made 1 animation and 1 map in 2 months. Now, first of all, I personally finished 3 animation sets, which he probably didn't know about, plus I was working on 1 before we left. Even though they don't look professional, keep in mind that I started FPS animation 2 months before this incident. Shazawolf was also working on a USB animation, Minty Mintness and G-Massacre just joined, and there were no jobs for them yet. Now, the second tweet didn't make too much sense to me. He starts saying that the developers are managing the project and it depends on them. Not sure if Julian ever googled the definition of developer. A video game developer is a software developer that specializes in video game development, process, and related disciplines of creating video games. A game developer can range from one person who undertakes all tasks to a large business with employee responsibilities split between individual disciplines such as programming, design, art, testing, etc. Meaning that basically everyone was a developer for the project in the 15-member staff. Now, onto his most infuriating last response. He said that models and animations were easy to make. Julian, I suggest some modeling and animating tutorials for you to begin with this argument. Don't worry, I still have stuff to show. Now comes the most disgusting, absolutely unprofessional, and childish part. After a public argument on Twitter, he started personally attacking people from our staff in private messages with facts and thoughts that weren't even relatively connected to the situation. He started calling out our animations with messages like, "Did you ever saw your animations?" Then calling them terrible and horrible and said that we are overall shit, etc. Then he tried attacking me. However, he brought up so irrelevant stuff, it wasn't even easy to give an answer to them. Like, seriously, just take a look at this conversation. If anyone understands what he's having a great laugh at, I would love to hear it in the comments. So, after this awkward chat, they started doing the same to one of our web developers. He said that his website looks disgusting. He also mentioned things like he's one of the most famous Unity YouTubers and that he was on the Discord server all the time because he was sucking him like if he was his father. Holy moly, that roast. I have never ever heard anyone say that. Not because it's insulting, but because it's the dumbest thing I have ever heard. Then, again, he mentioned me, Chozo, and G-Massacre and called us the most useless people in the entire Borderless universe. I mean, come on. Alright, I think that was just enough evidence to not to join a development team ever. Look out, he's already recruiting random animators on YouTube. Be sure to not to be a guy who joins him any day. If you have any more evidence, questions, arguments, or anything regarding this video and situation, please leave it down in the comment section. So, thank you guys for watching, props to all the staff members and my friends who helped me assemble this video with tons of evidence and screenshots, and one of my friends, triplestringer, who recorded the gameplay footage for me. Music, game, and everything is in the description. So, see you guys in the next one.